welcome to Dark Truths. Religion Uncovered. Tonight, we dive into the contrast between ancient obedience and modern agreement, questioning what belief has become when action is no longer a requirement. We confront a significant shift that has hollowed out the essence of faith, while keeping its language intact. The moment faith was reduced to mere belief. In ancient theology, faith was never just mental assent. It was movement. To believe meant to act, to obey, and to step forward even when the outcomes were unseen. Abraham believed God and left his homeland. Israel believed God and marched into the sea. The disciples believed in Jesus and followed him into uncertainty. Faith was demonstrated through action, not mere confession. As James wrote, "Show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by my works." Belief without action wasn't seen as immature. It was regarded as no faith at all. In contrast, modern belief often views faith as an intellectual stance. To believe is reduced to agreeing, affirming, or identifying with a doctrine. Action becomes optional, and obedience takes a backseat. Faith transforms into something one holds, instead of something one lives out. While this may feel inclusive, ancient theology would label it as incomplete. Scripture never divorces faith from obedience. Belief that doesn't move the body fails to move the soul. Ancient believers understood that faith required risks. It cost comfort, security, and predictability. This is why faith was rare yet potent. Modern belief often sidesteps this cost by keeping faith internal. Internal faith is safe. It offends no one and risks nothing. However, faith that risks nothing reveals nothing. Ancient theology asserts that faith without action is dead. Not because actions earn salvation, but because actions reveal allegiance. Movement proves trust, while obedience unveils the authenticity of belief. Modern belief frequently shies away from this reality because action disrupts convenience. It demands commitment, alters routines, and compels accountability between words and actions. Therefore, belief often settles for mere sentiment, while agreement replaces obedience, and affirmation takes the place of transformation. But Scripture never commands a still faith. James reminds us that even demons believe. Belief alone fails to set one apart. It is obedience that distinguishes the faithful. Ancient believers moved because they trusted God more than their quest for stability, whereas modern belief tends to prioritize stability over trust. But a faith that never moves never encounters God's power, never witnesses His provision, and never experiences transformation. It remains merely theoretical. Tonight's truth is clear. A faith that does not move is not dormant. It is dead. God calls believers to walk, not just agree to follow, not simply affirm. Faith begins in the heart, but it must travel through the body. Ancient theology understood that belief becomes faith only when acted upon, yet modern belief often forgets this truth, as action can be costly. But it is that very cost that gives faith its weight. We conclude with a challenging question that ancient theology would pose to modern believers without hesitation. If your faith never requires you to move, to risk or to obey beyond your comfort zone, what exactly are you believing in? Thank you for joining us at Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered. We want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Has faith been reduced to simple belief? Or does your belief still compel you to act when obedience demands it? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. See you in the next episode.